fall to the ground. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with a tumbling tumbleweed.
How do, folks? This is Lloyd Perryman and the Sons of the Pioneers on Here's to Veterans. The best in music for all you ex-servicemen and women and your folks everywhere. Especially transcribed for you by the Veterans Administration in cooperation with the American Federation of Musicians.
Drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. Over mountains high, down the canyons wide, let me roam and ride through timber. When the day is done, by the campfire gleam, let me lie and dream of timber. Tall timbers calling, and the echoes ring. Sing the song along the timber trail. Blue shadows falling down the canyon's vale, and the whispering pines entwine along the timber trail. High in the sky above, the love song of the trees will blend and wend its way out on the breeze. Tall timbers calling, and the echoes ring. All ages sing the song along the timber trail. The timber trail.
That was the Sons of the Pioneers and Timber Trail. And I'm Lloyd Perryman with a message from the VA for 500,000 busy Korea veterans. I mean the 500,000 Korea veterans who are now going to school under the GI Bill. Now, if you're one of them, I know you've got your hands full, for college is sure no snap these days. Choosing your courses, preparing your assignments, keeping up with your textbooks, your lectures, reading book after book. You guys have got plenty to think about without picking up any unnecessary worries. So here's a tip from VA for all you Korean GI students to help you avoid worries about your monthly GI allowance checks. Now, you get these VA checks, you know, for each month you study at school. If you want them to come regular without any snags or delays, you've got to follow this very simple rule. Make sure your certification of attendance gets promptly to VA each month. Certification of attendance. That's right. I'll tell you more about it right after we sing for you again.
The prairie sun sends down its ray to warm my heart through every day. The starlight beams that guide my way are just the touch of God's hand. The scattered pearls of morn and dew, the rainbow mist on hills of blue, the silver veil of moonbeams too, are just the touch of God's hand. The desert breeze that brushed my hair, the leaf that fell from who knows where, the scent of wildflowers in the air are just the touch of God's hand. The wasteland call that fills the sky, the hum of wild wings sailing by, the warm earth bed on which I lie are just the touch of God's hand. The desert yields a water pool where wild things meet their throats to cool, and I'm a carefree, happy fool. I know the touch of God's hand. The rain that falls I love so dear, and joy is mine just living here. I know God must be standing near. I felt the touch of His hand.
And that was the touch of God's hand. I'm Lloyd Perryman again. Now, to get back to what I promised you Korea veterans who are studying at school under the GI Bill, we agreed you students have enough to worry about in and out of the classroom without having to worry about snags or delays in getting your regular GI allowance checks. Well, VA says the thing to do is to keep a watchful eye on your monthly certification of attendance. Now, this is a form that certifies that you have completed the month of study for which you're to be paid. You and your school have to sign it after each month of study, and it has to reach the VA promptly. VA must have the certificate before it can pay you your GI allowance money. A delayed certificate means a delayed check to you. So here's a handy rule to follow. Look at your wall calendar. Circle in red the first day of every month. It'll be your reminder to get your signed certificate promptly to the VA to cover the month before. Remember now, you sign it and your school signs. Remember, a prompt certificate to VA means a prompt allowance check. What would you think nowadays of a gal that would take off from St. Louis with her boyfriend, of course, a yeller dog, a Shanghai rooster, and a spotted hog, and walk all the way across this cotton-picking country clear to the Pacific coast? We're fixing to tell you about it.
Did you ever hear tell of sweet Betsy from Pike, who crossed the great mountains with her husband Ike, with 2 yoke of cattle and 1 yellow dog, a tall Shanghai rooster and 1 spotted hog? Saying goodbye, Pike County, farewell for a while. We'll come back again when we've panned out our pile. They soon reached the desert where Betsy gave out, and down in the sand she lay rolling about, while Ike in great terror looked on in surprise, saying, Betsy, get up, you'll get sand in your eyes. Saying goodbye, Pike County, farewell for a while. We'll come back again when we've panned out our pile. The Indians came down in a wild yelling horde, and Betsy got scared that they'd scalp her adored. Behind the front wagon wheel Betsy did fall, and there she shot Injuns with musket and ball. Saying goodbye, Pike County, farewell for a while. We'll come back again when we've panned out our pile.
Oh, that Betsy. She was quite a gal. Well, it sure seems like when you're really enjoying yourself, the time just flies right away. And here it is, time for our last tune. And before we sing away, thanks a lot from all the sons of the pioneers for asking us back to Here's to Veterans. The open sky, the rolling dust, and you'll hear the wagon master shout, "Wagons west! Wagons west! Wagons
Wagons west are rolling, dusty wheels are going, cross mountains high they keep rolling by, and the thunder echoes in the sky. 100 years have come and gone since 1849, but the ghostly wagons rolling west are ever brought to mind. Their rolling, rocking, creaking wheels were heard from shore to shore, and always in the hearts of men it lives forevermore. Rollin', 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 wagons west are rolling, out where winds are blowing, cross rivers and plains, through sand and through rain, rolls a mighty wagon train. Wagons west are rolling, dusty wheels are going, cross mountains high they keep rolling by, and their thunder echoes in the sky. Stalwart men in buckskin, their women by their side, the sun sets on their faces as they ride on westward ride. Wagons west are rolling, golden hills are glowing, for the pioneers down through the years have made this land our home. Rollin', 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 rollin'.
And that's the Here's to Veterans tribute from yours truly, Lloyd Perryman and the Sons of the Pioneers. Here's to Veterans is presented transcribed by the Veterans Administration in cooperation with the American Federation of Musicians, whose members have donated their services. And this station, which has contributed its time and public interest. Tune in again for more top-flight entertainment on Here's to Veterans. And from Hollywood, this is Lloyd Perryman speaking for the Sons of the Pioneers and saying thank you a lot for listening in.